Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a truly massive corporate finance headline. In the markets, big moves happen literally every single day, right? But every now and then, a move comes along that's so massive, it threatens to completely shift the ground under an entire industry. We're looking at a colossal potential investment that just lit up the newswires, and we're going to figure out exactly what's happening, who's involved, and the absolute sheer scale of the capital in play.
Okay, let's dive right into this. $1 billion. I mean, it's a completely staggering figure, right? It's the kind of scale that makes even the most seasoned Wall Street investors stop what they're doing and pay very close attention. A number this huge isn't just your standard transaction, it represents a major strategic play and shows absolute, undeniable conviction in a market. In the world of global finance, dropping $1 billion is like throwing down a massive, heavy anchor right into a specific region and industry.
So, the big question on everyone's mind is, why? Why is a global giant making this massive bet? What actually drives a world-class financial powerhouse to deploy such an enormous amount of capital into one singular target? Well, let's look beyond the zeros for a second and really examine the mechanics of the market itself to see what makes this worth $1 billion risk. Section 1. The billion-dollar headline. All right, so here is the raw data, sourced directly from a recent report in the Economic Times. It reads, KKR pursues at least $1 billion stake in Medicover's India hospital arm. Now, quick caveat here, it's really important to note this is currently based on an unnamed source cited by the publication. But wow, it paints a highly vivid picture, doesn't it? Every single word in this headline tells us the who, the where, and the how much of a massive potential maneuver that's currently in motion. Moving on to Section 2, meet the players.
And this brilliantly illustrates the dynamic of the whole transaction. On one side, we have KKR, acting as the global pursuer, totally positioned to bring a massive influx of capital to the table. And right across the table is Medicover's India hospital arm, standing as the regional target. It's just such a fascinating juxtaposition, Global financial capital actively hunting a highly specific, geographically focused operational asset.
Section 3, KKR's big move. So the report explicitly mentions the word stake, and just to clear the air, we are talking about a significant ownership piece and a real partnership in the financial outcomes here. This isn't some hostile total buyout where one company swallows the other whole. Not at all. KKR is essentially looking for a major seat at the table and a very heavy slice of the pie.
Let's move along and see how this builds into the broader architecture of the negotiation. When we systematically break down the deal, a highly structured blueprint really starts to emerge. The action? Pursuing a stake. The target? Medicover, but specifically restricted to just their India hospital arm. And the value attached? That jaw-dropping $1 billion. When you stack all of this together, this is highly, highly targeted corporate strategy.
Section 4. The healthcare focus. Now, what's really interesting here is the sector categorization, healthcare and biotech. Think about it. This isn't a generic real estate play or some volatile tech startup gamble that might fizzle out in a year. By targeting a hospital arm, this capital pursuit is intrinsically linked to actual physical medical infrastructure. We're talking patient care networks and real regional health systems. It honestly demonstrates a profound long-term belief in the intrinsic value and stability of the healthcare space in India. Finally, Section 5, the road ahead. So the crucial point really hinges on two very specific words here, at least. The report isn't capping this conversation at $1 billion. No, it is explicitly stating that $1 billion is just the floor, the absolute minimum. This hints at an immense potential ceiling. The valuation of Medicover's India hospital arm is perceived to be so incredibly substantial that $1 billion is literally just the starting line for the discussion. Which leads us to the ultimate question we have to ask today. Will this $1 billion bet completely redefine Indian healthcare? If a global financial powerhouse like KKR successfully secures a stake of this magnitude, the ripple effects could be absolutely monumental for the entire regional sector. We've unpacked the players, we've looked at the mechanics, now all that's left is to sit back, watch how the market reacts, and see how this massive financial pursuit actually plays out in the real world. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning and stay curious.